If you can't do this for at least 20 seconds, your training has a massive hole in it. Real fitness isn't just about looking the part, it's about being an asset. It's about building a body that is actually ready for whatever life throws at you. Looking good for the summer is a nice perk, but it doesn't really mean much if your back is stiff, your balance is off, or you're struggling just to get up off the floor to play with your kids. Too many people are building a body for a photo shoot, but they are completely ignoring the neurological foundation that actually keeps them independent for the longevity of their life. Building long term health depends on your nervous system. It's the communication line between your brain and your muscles. We're going to look at the fuel that keeps those lines open, how your grip strength actually tracks your brain health, and the drills that keep you in the game for the long haul. I want to move past the fluff and give you a training plan that actually respects your time. If we haven't met, by the way, I'm Andy. I'm a personal trainer, a 14-year military veteran, but my real passion for this started with my own health. I didn't just lose 30 pounds. I had to completely overhaul my life to reverse non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. That experience, combined with my background as a first aid and CPR instructor, taught me a hard lesson. Your body is the most important tool, and you have to maintain it before the crisis hits. Most fitness advice is obsessed with speed, how fast you can lose 10 pounds. I'm interested in what happens after that. I want to help you build a 401k for your health. The effort you put in today is the interest that pays off when you're 80 years old and you're still hiking trails while everyone else is stuck in a chair. But you can't build that future if you don't understand what's in control of your movement. It isn't just your muscles, it's the signals being sent from your brain. I want you to think of your nervous system as the communication highway of your body. To see how those signals stay clear, we have to take a look at the building blocks, the neuron. Every single neuron has three main parts. First, the cell body. That's the headquarters where the core operations happen. Then you have the dendrites. Think of those like antennas reaching out to bring messages in. And then finally, there's the axon, a long cable that sends the messages out to your muscles. It's like a text message. The dendrites receive the ping, the cell body processes the info, and the axon sends the reply. This is happening billions of times a second inside your body. But for those texts to actually send, you need a spark. That spark comes from electrolytes, minerals like sodium, potassium, magnesium. Without enough water and these minerals working together, the signal either slows down or it doesn't send at all. If you've ever felt like spacey or dizzy after a workout, or you've had muscles cramp after a run, it's not always because you are tired, your wiring is dehydrated. If you want to train with intensity, then you have to fuel the electrical system, not just the muscles. Now let's take a look at how this wiring is organized. I like to think of it as like a convoy system. You have the central nervous system, which is your brain and your spinal cord. That's the general at the command center. He decides what needs to happen and sends out those orders. Then you have the peripheral nervous system. These are the nerves branching out to your arms, your legs, your organs. These are your scouts in the field. Here's how they communicate in real time. Let's say you step barefoot onto a cold tile floor. That signal travels through what we call the afferent pathway. That's the scouts reporting back to the general. The general processes the information, hey, that's cold, and then sends an order back down through the efferent pathway, telling your muscles to pull your foot back. Between these two signals, you have the interneurons in the brain and the spine that help you make a split-second decision. This is happening every time you lift a weight, drive a car, or even just breathe. But the real work happens with your sensory receptors. They are essentially the eyes and the ears of your nervous system. They are constantly feeding data into the loop so that you can react. Nociceptors detect pain. Chemoreceptors handle smell and taste. Photoreceptors handle your vision. But for us, as people who move and train, the one you need to know is the mechanoreceptors. These detect pressure and movement. They are your injury insurance. Imagine you're walking and you step on an uneven curb. Your mechanoreceptors feel that shift instantly, and if they're fast, they signal the general, your muscles fire, and you save your ankle. But if you're slow because of poor training, you're looking at an ankle sprain. These receptors are also why you can feel exactly how hard you're gripping a dumbbell or sense if your knee is drifting out of line during a squat. Your nervous system is constantly collecting this data and adjusting your movement to keep you safe. Here is something cool that most people don't even realize. When you start a new program and you feel noticeably stronger in the first 2 weeks of training, it's actually not because your muscles grew, it's because your nervous system got smarter. We call these neural adaptations. Your brain is learning how to recruit more muscle fibers at the same time. It's like turning on all the lights in a room instead of just one or two. This is why strength is actually a skill that you practice, not just a physical trait that you have. I also use grip strength as a window into the central nervous system. As a trainer, if a client comes in and their grip is noticeably weaker than usual, I know that their general is fatigued. Their nervous system is overtaxed, even if their muscles feel fine. If your grip is shot, it's a sign to back off the intensity for a day and let the wiring reset. Do not push a max effort day when the general is tired. Being a CPR instructor taught me that in a crisis, you don't rise to the occasion, you sink to the level of your training. Your nervous system has two main modes: the sympathetic, which is the gas pedal, the fight or flight mode, and the parasympathetic, the brakes, the rest, and digestion. Most of us spend all day with our foot on the gas, stress at work, caffeine, intense training, and it keeps us in that sympathetic state. But you don't grow in the gym. You grow while you're sleeping. You have to learn how to hit the brakes. One of the best ways to do this is through simple breath work. At the end of your workout, instead of just rushing to your car, try this. Lay on your back, feet up, and just breathe through your nose for 2 minutes. This signals to the general that the mission is over and it's time to start the recovery process. This reset is just as important as the lifting itself. The best part about your nervous system is that it's not a fixed system. It grows and adapts your entire life. We call this neuroplasticity. Every time you learn a new lift, try a different technique, or you fix your form, you are literally creating new wiring in your brain. This is why hitting physical milestones like crawling, walking, or even hitting a new personal record is so important for your mental health too. It keeps your neurotransmitters like dopamine firing properly. As we age, the system naturally wants to slow down, but physical activity is the best way to push back. By challenging your balance and learning new movements, you keep those neurological connections strong. Whether you are coaching kids or staying mobile in your 50s, the goal is the same. Keep the nervous system engaged, challenge it, teach it. This is how you stay independent at 80. I appreciate you guys taking the time to actually learn how this stuff works, because most people stay stuck because they only focus on training harder, not better. But you are different. You are building a body that is going to last well into the future. Your challenge for the next few weeks is I want you to start paying attention to your wiring system. When you're in the gym, focus on your grip and your balance. Try that eyes closed test every single morning. If this video helped you out, hit that follow button so that you don't miss the next one. We're here to train with purpose and build something that lasts forever. Take care, and I'll see you next time.